Germans are casting their votes in Saxony and Thuringia as the far right hope to become the strongest faction for the first time. The results of the two key state elections are expected to be a gauge for voting results next year. Polls suggest a tight race between the centre-right Christian Democratic Union, or CDU, and the far-right Alternative for Germany, or AfD. A party founded by a prominent leftist also hopes to shake things up as the national government sinks into unpopularity. Wins for the AfD could be a potential signal for the party just over a year before the next national election is due. But it would also likely need a coalition partner to govern, and it's highly unlikely anyone else will agree to put it in power. The CDU hasn't ruled out working with the leftist populist party BSW, led by Sarah Wagenknecht, which also ran on cutting immigration and seeking peace in Ukraine. The bodies of 6 hostages were recovered by the Israeli military during an operation in the Gaza Strip, as protests calling for a ceasefire continue. All 6 of the hostages were killed just before Israeli forces could rescue them, according to an Israeli military spokesperson. The bodies were recovered from a tunnel in the southern Gaza city of Rafah, around a kilometre from where another hostage was rescued alive last week. Their recovery sparked further protests against Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Families of hostages, as well as much of the Israeli public, blame him for failing to strike a deal with Hamas to end the ongoing war and bring the hostages back alive. Netanyahu says the killings prove that Hamas does not want a ceasefire deal. Negotiations have dragged on for months. Voters in Azerbaijan are casting their ballots to elect members of the country's national legislative body. 25 political parties are participating in these elections, with the winner governing the country for the next 5 years. This is the second time the people of Azerbaijan are voting in 2024. While they're now electing their parliament, 7 months ago they voted in the presidential elections.
Səs verirəm ki, ölkəmizdə hər şey sülh əmin-amanlıq olsun, hər şey yaxşı olsun. Uşaqlarımızın gələcəyi üçün təhsilimiz yaxşı olsun, iş olsun, hamı yaxşı işləsin, şeirlərimiz çox olsun. Nə bilim, yaxşı yaşayaq, sakit, rahat.
Mən öz səsimi qorumaq üçün səs verirəm birincisi və ən əsas olaraq da seçkilərdə iştirak eləmək ən önəmli bir faktordur. Və bir vətəndaş olaraq da bunun səsimdən faydalanmağa çalışıram. Çünki gələcək naminə.
Ölkəmizin inkişafı, cavanlarımızın sağlamlığı, yaxşılığı, yaxşı işlərdə işləməyi.
The election comes amid regional challenges and ongoing geopolitical tensions, with international observers closely monitoring the electoral process to ensure it adheres to democratic standards. 200 international observers were invited to the country by the Azerbaijani government to check in on various aspects of the election process.
Students in Greece will be required to keep their mobile phones in their school bags at all times during lessons when the new academic year starts in September. The new regulations were announced on Saturday by Prime Minister Kyriakos Mitsotakis.
Τα επιστημονικά δεδομένα πια για το πώς η χρήση του κινητού κατά τη διάρκεια της ημέρας στο σχολείο επηρεάζει την ίδια τη μαθησιακή διαδικασία είναι καταλυτικά, από την διάσπαση προσοχής μέχρι άλλα σημαντικά ζητήματα. Είναι σαφές ότι το κινητό δεν έχει θέση στο σχολείο την ώρα της ημέρας.
Under the new rules, pupils who don't comply will be excluded from school for 1 day. In the case of a repeat offence, teachers have the power to remove pupils from lessons for several days. And anyone filming their classmates or their teachers without permission could face expulsion from school.